Welcome to Arcade Audio.
Germs, welcome to Dilettante Ball. I'm Johnny.
I'm Spencer.
Here on Dilettante Ball, we go on Wikipedia.
We click random article.
And we talk about it.
We do.
First, I'm going to talk about something else. It's a little thank you, a little shout out to people who have been leaving us reviews on iTunes. And I'm not saying they all have to be 5 stars. If you don't want to leave a 5-star review, that's fine. But they all have been, and you don't really want to, buck the system.
Streak, yeah.
So this
fall
one
in line, guys.
is from Pashtulio. I think I'm reading that right. Pashtulio, yes. Loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Just started listening a month ago and already got through half the episodes.
Wow.
Best thing while driving to work or cooking dinner. Please don't do those at the same time. Just like the host in every episode, I try to plug my show. Whoa, at spatula_bachelor on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Dang.
Spatula
right.
Bachelor.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Smell you later, you beautiful voiced host.
Oh.
That's very nice. Spatula Bachelor. There you go.
That sounded like an underhand or a backhanded compliment. Oh, the beautiful voiced hosts.
Oh, yeah. Hosts. Yeah, like
ugly. Yeah, faces for radio.
Faces for pod. You got a face. Is the expression eventually going to be you've got a face for podcasting?
Yeah. It means you're a very punchable face.
So thank you again for leaving us lovely reviews, and feel free to hop on iTunes if you like what we're doing and leave a review.
Yeah.
And if you don't, that's fine. I don't know why you're still listening if you don't like it. But
at this point,
it helps us get found, and it helps you just feel good. It feels good to help others.
Yeah, pay it forward.
Yeah, Haley Joel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Kevin Spacey. What was that movie he was in? SpaceX. X-Pac.
Yes. Whoa.
Dang, I am very into this, whatever it is.
Operation Frequent Wind. Any military stuff has like the coolest names.
Except this one's about like
farting.
Yep. Boom.
Operation Frequent Wind was the final phase in the evacuation of American civilians and at-risk Vietnamese from Saigon, South Vietnam, prior to the takeover of the city by the North Vietnamese Army.
Last chopper out of Vietnam. This is crazy.
In the fall of Saigon. It was carried out on the 29th through 30th of April 1975 during the last days of the Vietnam War. More than 7,000 people were evacuated by helicopter from various points in Saigon. The airlift resulted in a number of enduring images. Evacuation plans already existed as a standard procedure for American embassies. At the beginning of March, fixed-wing aircraft began evacuating civilians from Tan Son Nhut Airport through neighboring countries. By mid-April, contingency plans were in place and preparations were underway for a possible helicopter evacuation. As the imminent collapse of Saigon became evident, Task Force 76 was assembled off the coast near Vung Tau to support a helicopter evacuation and provide air support if required. In the event, air support was not needed as the North Vietnamese paused for a week at the outskirts of Saigon, possibly waiting for the South Vietnamese government to collapse and avoiding a possible confrontation with the U.S. by allowing the mostly unopposed evacuation of Americans from Saigon.
That's so interesting.
It's crazy how little I personally know about the Vietnam War. We just didn't learn about it in school at all.
No, we didn't, for sure. I did learn a little bit about it myself, though.
Just from
my own personal reading and interest in it and interest in that time period.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I loved one of my favorite movies growing up was, or not growing up, but in high school was Apocalypse Now.
Sure.
Which takes place during the Vietnamese War or Vietnam War or whatever. And that movie's insane.
Like, I've never seen it, but
it's really interesting because so the main thing is, all right, here's this task force. They're just going to go secretly. They're going to cross the border into enemy territory without anyone knowing, our side or their side, because they shouldn't be doing that shit. And they're going to try to find this guy named Kurtz. And Kurtz was this army colonel who like went insane, joined or like went over to the other side, and then became this like weird like god cult leader kind of guy. And he's just like in the middle of the jungle, like being like a fucking wackadoo. And so it's like, okay, we gotta get in there, we gotta kill this guy. Like he knows too much about like our operations.
Sure.
So this task force is like the one guy is in charge, and there's like 4 or 5 other dudes. And everything seems fine at first, but the longer the movie goes on, the crazier shit just gets, and just everyone starts dying, and it just becomes crazier and more psychedelic, and like to the point like where when they finally get to Kurtz, like everything's just, it's so the movie's insane, and you feel crazy. Ugh. It does a really good job of like getting you to understand like what happened.
That's cool.
In the mind of Kurtz. Yeah, but anyway, it also does like Charlie Don't Surf and I Love the Smell of Napalm in the Morning. Those are both from that movie. So, also one of your favorite bands, what's it called? Death from Above, 1979. I believe that's a reference to that movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a real thing that I watched a documentary about a while ago. It was another quagmire type war, the Korean War.
Yes.
And there was a dude who was an American soldier, and he like just one day was like, no, and he just walked over to North Korea. And he like still lives in North Korea. And the documentary was on Netflix. I don't remember what it was called, but it's just like
the guy I'm thinking of is like he's now in charge of like propaganda films.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he's just like this big, fat, dopey American guy, and he just like speaks Korean and he just lives in North Korea now.
I feel like the government gave him a wife, like a Korean wife.
Yeah, and he's propaganda because it's like, look at, even this American was like,
Americans are on our side.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So weird. I think the Korean War is commonly referred to as like the Forgotten War because it's in between World War II and Vietnam.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It's so forgotten that they made a long-running TV series about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
This might be incorrect, but I believe it is not incorrect. The TV show MASH lasted longer than the actual Korean War.
I think that is true. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. I didn't realize I was in Korea.
I think it is.
I'm sure you're right.
I don't know.
I believe you.
My grandparents were really into MASH.
Yeah.
It feels like a grandparents show.
Yeah, it does feel like a grandparents show. Yeah. I mean, is it still true that the finale of MASH is like the most watched television program of all time? Like over Super Bowls and stuff?
I don't know. A lot of people watch Dancing with the Stars.
God, God, yeah.
I don't know if I told you this.
What?
In person or on the podcast, or if I just think about it every single day of my life.
Okay.
So we were watching The Bachelorette.
As you do.
Yeah. And so JoJo is the Bachelorette. And it was like the first episode of this season. And this dude, did I tell you this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God, dude. I like never have I just felt worse watching something.
Okay.
Never in my life.
Okay.
This dude, I don't remember his name.
So the idea is JoJo's a bachelorette, and she chooses from 20 dudes who she wants to fall in love
I think
with.
everyone's familiar with the
I wasn't sure if I was.
Bachelor and the Bachelorette. Yeah. So
well,
it's like
people in England maybe don't, because we got a ton of English fans.
I'm sure they have something.
The Bachelorette. They have to pronounce it that way.
They just pronounce it differently. Oh, that reminds me
of everything.
Put a pin in that.
Okay.
We'll come back.
All right.
So she's like on a one-on-one date with this guy. I don't remember who he was, but I'm sure we can find a clip. And I hadn't seen the beginning of the episode, so I came in like in the middle.
In media res.
And he was like, "Hey, remember earlier when we met and I said, damn, JoJo."
Oh no.
You remember that? And she's like, "Yeah, I guess." He's like, "Yeah, you know that's from, right?"
Oh no.
She's like, "No, I have no idea what you're talking about." And he's like, "Yeah, damn, JoJo, you don't know what I'm talking about?" And she's like,
back at it again with the white vans.
Yeah. And then he's like, you haven't seen that damn Daniel on the video on the internet? Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white vans. You never seen that? And she's like, "Dog,
I don't know what
you're talking about.
Get the hell out of here.
It was like
so cringy.
It was like beyond. It was.
You couldn't even. You wanted to die.
I have never felt worse in my life watching anything than watching this fucking guy. It was insane. It was insane.
Did he get voted out?
I don't know. I didn't. I only watched like a chunk in the middle.
Just enough for you to be like, "Oh my God!" Like, I want to rip my face off.
It was. I just need to find this clip because it's so. It's. First of all, don't talk about memes in real life
ever,
unless you're cool like us. And like, second of all, is that like, if you're trying to impress a woman,
you don't talk about. What are you doing?
I mean,
hey, remember that thing I said before?
Yeah. So it's say damn JoJo if you want. If she gets it, awesome. If she doesn't, fine. It doesn't matter.
And she doesn't know that.
Never talk about it again.
Exactly.
Ever. But you're gonna bring it up again, and then she says, "I don't know what you're talking about," and you still, you're like trying to explain it to her. The only thing that would have been worse is if he like pulled out his phone.
Yeah. No. Watch.
No. You're gonna. And then it's gonna all make sense. It's gonna be so funny.
It's buffering. You give it a second. Like, do you know the?
What's the Wi? Yeah. Hey, where's the producer? What's the Wi-Fi password? Yeah. It. Ugh.
God dang it, dude.
So anyway, that
Yeah.
pin.
Uh-huh.
We were on vacation in England a few years ago.
Mhm. You and me.
Yeah, the two of us. I don't know why you don't remember this.
It's a whirlwind trip. Yeah, I was.
And we on British MTV, M-Telly.
Thank you.
They had a show that was like their Jersey Shore.
Oh, it's called what's it called? I know this. Oh, it's what is it?
Geordie Shore.
Geordie Shore. Thank you.
And it was nutty. It was Jersey Shore, but in England, and it was crazy. It was crazy. And also they could show boobs, which was weird.
What? Just like at 7:00. Like okay.
Yeah, it was nuts. But it was the same thing, but just British people, and it was crazy.
It's weird that there's trashy people like that everywhere.
Yeah, it is. Or it's not. I don't know. I don't understand that lifestyle.
No,
like
I don't either.
just going out every single night. Like if we have shows 2 nights in a row, I'm like beat.
I will not go to one of them.
Yeah. It's
sorry.
like 2 8:00 shows in a row.
Yeah.
God, I guess.
Yeah.
And we're not getting paid for either one.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how people can like actually go out and party every night.
Yeah, I don't either. How do you do it? And hold down a job? I have to imagine, right?
I mean, some people do. Yeah.
Otherwise, where would you get the job, or where would you get the money? Right? You know.
Maybe you're a bartender. So it's like
Ooh,
your
interesting.
life is just a constant party.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But it's interesting that there's an analog to the Jersey Shore, and it's called the Geordie Shore, which
It's
is
basically
pretty
the
perfect.
same. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was great. So I recommend looking it up. One thing that I remember very distinctly is someone saw someone else's wiener, and they said that it looked like a parsnip, and I was like, that's funny because nobody talks about parsnips in the United States.
That's how you know it's English.
Yeah. And like I know what a parsnip is, but I'm
No,
never gonna talk about it.
Yeah. You're the first
or
American I've
eat
ever
one.
heard say parsnip.
Right. Exactly. You've read it. You know what they are, but like.
They call people geezers, they call men like if you said dude, that's I believe the equivalent of geezer. To these specific subsections.
To Geordie
Shore, or
and then there's also a thing called, which maybe
or
they
that geezer
talked
was
about.
well fit.
That's
you might
crazy.
say.
They also we've been really ragging on British people lately.
Yeah, well, they suck. So deal with it.
There's a thing called, or a type of person that they would refer to as an Essex girl,
Ooh,
which I think is like just like
a posh girl. Or
no, like a
scary girl,
Yes,
a
no.
baby girl, a sporty girl, ginger girl.
I think it's just like a girl that is perceived as being like easy.
Oh, an Essex girl.
Yeah, or like trashy, I guess.
Is there a reason for that, or just because
I
Essex
guess
is basically
Essex
sex?
is like no, I guess it's like. I mean, probably the same thing why like people say everyone in like Alabama marries their cousins or whatever. You know, it's just like
I gotcha. Sure,
a few people ruined it for everyone.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so weird that everywhere has different. Like we're never gonna know every British culture thing.
No,
like
we're
that.
never
And it's
will.
so weird, and that's just one other country that speaks the same language as us, and every country has their own. Like every country has their own thing.
Yeah. That reminded me of a joke I'm going to try to assemble real
Oh
quick.
God damn it! Wait, it reminded you of a joke you're gonna make up right now?
Well, I know the punchline,
Oh Jesus!
and the setup doesn't really matter because the punchline's that good.
I don't believe you.
So this guy goes into a bar and he's talking to the bartender. He's lamenting about his life. He's like, I'm a paramedic. Every day I go in and I save someone's life. I'm constantly saving people's lives, but no one calls me a lifesaver. I go home and I play with my kids, and I raise them well, and no one calls me a kid raiser. But you fuck one goat.
Oh, that's yeah. I think I've heard like Paul McCartney tell that joke.
Oh
or
God,
something.
maybe that's where I got it from.
It's like yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's pretty good, right?
It's a good one.
Yeah. We got there.
Speaking of jokes, I love good-natured ribbing. I told
Yeah,
you.
very-
I don't even remember what I showed you.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
It was some
Oh,
comedian.
it was
Hamburger Alonzo Hamburger Jones.
and he was on like a
It's like deaf.
Well, this particular one you're referring to, he was it was like a Yo Mama contest.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
So it's just like a 2-on-2 like.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of dudes like doing Yo Mama jokes at each other,
Yeah.
but it was not like mean spirited. Everyone was just like,
It was like,
in
oh,
on
okay,
it. And,
I'm gonna get you back.
Yeah, it was so cool and
Yeah,
funny.
for sure.
Yeah, it was great. I love that. And there was something else I was gonna.
I like a
Say.
good, just a good solid street joke,
Yeah.
which I feel like I haven't heard in ages.
This is what I was gonna say. I was watching this video, and it was there's a YouTube channel called Old Jews Telling Jokes,
Okay.
and it's just like a bunch of old men and women.
Like actually, not someone like dressed up in prosthetics.
No. It's like just old people just telling like
jokes from
like,
when they were kids,
yeah,
basically.
and they were so fucking funny.
That's awesome.
So the one that I watched was just like 10 minutes of Jewish people telling like rabbi jokes.
Okay.
And they were so funny. I can't remember any of them, but
Yeah, sure.
I'll post a link. It was just like I don't
love
know.
that. And also like you'd never heard them before, so it's
Right.
even more like this is awesome.
It was so right because nobody tells jokes anymore. You
Right.
know?
And on top of that, like you're not Jewish, so you probably just didn't ever hear any
Yeah.
Jewish jokes.
It-
Like and not the jokes about Jewish people, but like
jokes from a Jewish perspective.
about rabbis and things that they're interested in.
It was. They were so funny. And they were like all old people too, which was so funny. And then it would be totally silent, and they'd be telling like this long joke with like a crazy long setup. And then when they get to the punchline, you just hear a ton of people like go, "What?"
like the camera crew.
start cracking up. Yeah, it was so good because everyone's like, "Where the fuck is this
Yeah,
going?"
you're right.
And then you get there, and it's like, "Damn
Totally
it."
delivered. That's my favorite
So
when like
good.
you're just rooting for them to fail, and
Yeah,
then they kill it. You're like,
Ugh.
damn it, you got me.
They were so good.
That's the best.
Yeah, I love nobody. I wonder why nobody tells jokes like that anymore.
Well, it might just because we're like adults now, and we're in the comedy scene, so no one does that.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, but like all growing up, like in this, like on the playground or whatever, like constantly telling all kinds of like.
And my grandpa was big into like telling. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure he heard them like on the radio or something.
Right,
Like,
right, yeah. 1001 dirty jokes to tell your grandson. Like,
And he. Oh my god.
can you think of any?
I think I've said it before on the podcast. The Tickle Me Elmo one. Have I said that before?
You have, I think. I mean, you
I'll
can
do
say
it
it again.
again,
Why
yeah.
not?
So this guy gets. I love the setups.
The setup,
So
yeah,
long.
it's such an elaborate setup to get to this.
This guy gets a job at a Tickle Me Elmo factory, which is I don't even know.
Not
if it's
even a thing anymore.
They were hot. Let me tell you, they were
Yeah,
hot.
that's for damn sure.
And
They were flying off the shelves though, for real.
yeah, you couldn't get them.
No, yeah, right.
That's not a joke. That's
That's
for
a
real.
fact.
So he gets a job. He's on the assembly line, and he gets his assignment, and he's just working, slaving away every day, and so every time an Elmo comes up to him, he takes out his needle and thread, and he sews 2 little red balls in the crotch,
Mm-hmm.
and he moves it along the assembly line. The conveyor belt keeps going, and he's sewing all these 2 little balls on, and he's doing this for days and days and days, and then finally his manager comes in. And he's like, "Hey, what? I gotta ask. Every Elmo that comes through that passes through your hands, it has 2 little red balls sewn in the crotch. Like, what's the deal? What are you doing? Like, that's unacceptable. These are kids' toys." And he's like, "Well, what are you talking about? When you put me on the assembly line, you said every single Elmo that comes by, I have to give 2 testicles."
That's a perfect joke for a grandpa to
Yeah,
tell. Like,
yeah. I'm
Hey, is your mom gone? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's out getting the groceries real quick. Let me tell you this joke. Like, she went to the car to grab the milk. And
Yeah.
she'll be back, but we got this 10 seconds to tell this joke.
So good. I'm sure I've told that on the podcast before, but I love it.
It's solid.
Yeah. We should. Do you think you could write a joke like that? I mean, you
just work
could.
backwards.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, if you do like a joke like that, like a play on words, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it helps if it's like a funny word like testicles.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, he said testicles.
Let's write a joke.
Okay. Like right now?
Sure.
God, I hate this. Here, just cut everything out.
Yeah. Well, what's the punchline?
I mean, you're putting me on the spot so
I know.
bad. I hate this.
Okay.
I hate this so much. Talk about a grand slam. Like, it has to be something
I
stupid
know.
like that.
I'm thinking of like slogans.
I
thought you said Space Jam. Yeah, this isn't gonna happen.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Smell you later.
I don't really have anything to say. Do you?
No.
Fuck you.
Up yours.
Ass
Up yours,
wipe.
ass wipe. It's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Thank you for playing Arcade Audio. Play more at arcadeaudio.net.